Hi everybody, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I plan on giving a review of Thriftbooks.com. I have bought a couple books off of Thriftbooks lately, and I just wanted to let you guys know kind of how my experience went with it, what I thought of it. It was something that I've been debating on using myself for a really long time. I didn't know how good the quality of the books would be, so I was a little hesitant on kind of using this service, but there are a couple books that I wanted, kind of special edition on some books that I couldn't find at a normal bookstore. And so I decided to just give Thriftbooks a try, just to kind of see how it went. And of course, like I said, I'm just going to kind of share that experience with you guys today. So really, the first couple books I bought from Thriftbooks was books in the Lord of the Rings series. And so I had two books from the Lord of the Rings previously. My grandma had a bunch of books in her bedroom that she has not been reading, that she's never going to use, and she let me kind of go through some of those books and kind of pick out some books that I wanted. And I found two books from the Lord of the Rings series in her pile of her old books, and those two books were The Hobbit and The Two Towers. And so you can see these are kind of matching covers. They look like they are kind of an edition where they kind of match and they go together with the series. And so I've been looking around at different places online. I tried looking at Second and Charles, and I've been unable to find these books in this series that have the same matching covers. So of course, The Fellowship of the Ring and The Return of the King are not hard books to find, but I was having a hard time finding this specific covers that would match these two that I now already have. And so again, like I said, I decided to give Thriftbooks a try. I did look through. They had a long list of different editions that were available on their website for the Lord of the Rings series, and I did find the two books that looked like their covers matched what I currently have. And so I went ahead and I ordered them in hopes that I would get the correct edition on what I wanted. And thankfully for me, I did. So I was very pleasantly surprised. So you can see here the first book in the series, The Fellowship of the Ring, definitely kind of matches the, you can definitely tell it's meant to, especially even if you look at the spines on the books, you can definitely tell that they match. They're meant to go together, right? So The Fellowship of the Ring, it was listed as good condition, and it cost me $5.29. And so as you can see, I would definitely say that it is good condition. It definitely doesn't look like there is any, issues. There's some yellowing of the pages, but I think that these are just old books. Even the two that I had from my grandparents' house, you can see the pages are kind of yellowing. So I think it's just that this edition might have been an older one, and so, I'm definitely not surprised. I'm not going to complain about that, but you can see there's no highlighting, there's no drawings on the pages or anything like that, no ripped or torn pages. So overall, I would definitely agree with the rating. I would rate this myself, maybe even very good. So I definitely think I got exactly what I was looking for with this first Fellowship of the Ring. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that. And then the other book in the series was The Return of the King. And again, you can see, definitely matches, the cover matches the rest of the series, right? So exactly what I wanted. I now have the whole Lord of the Rings series in that cover, which is exactly what I was looking for and what I was aiming for. So again, very pleasantly surprised. Again, you can see this very good condition. Again, yellowing of the pages, but it's just an older book, so it's going to have that no like torn rips or anything like that. This one was listed as very good condition, which again I would agree with, just based on how it looks. It does look very nice, and it was $5.59. So again, edition I wanted, great condition, very affordable price. I think if I were to buy the Lord of the Rings series online from Barnes & Nobles or Target or Amazon, I would have gotten an edition that wasn't what I was looking for, that matched the ones I currently had, and it would have costed me more. So I was very happy that I decided to give Thriftbooks a try, and that I, ended up getting the edition that I wanted. I was originally hesitant to do this was because I had heard people online saying that they did not get the edition that they specifically wanted, that when you buy from Thriftbooks.com you're kind of gambling, and I'm not going to totally say that's not true. And I'll show you something that happened a little bit later on one of the other books I bought. But for the most part, I've gotten very lucky so far. I'm very happy. And I kind of used this as a last resort. I looked everywhere else online. I looked at what previous thrift places, and I couldn't find what I was looking for. And so I said, if I can't find it anywhere else, why not at least give it a shot, right? I don't currently have those books, so even if I get a cover that doesn't match and it's not what I'm wanting, it's not going to be any different than if I were to have bought it from, a different store and the covers weren't going to match anyways. So that was my logic going into it, and for me, it ended up thankfully working out for the better. I can say I am very happy. And again, you can see my whole collection now. The spines match, and I now have a perfectly, matching set and edition of The Lord of the Rings. So very, very happy with taking that chance. So the next series that I, gave a chance with Thriftbooks was because of the same reason. I wanted a very specific edition and cover of this book series, and that series is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. And I just think these original covers, I've never read these before. I'm currently reading Magnolia Parks, the first book right now. I am about halfway through it, and I am really enjoying it so far. And so I waited to read the rest of the books in the series just to make sure I was going to get into this series, and I have been so far. I have been enjoying it, so I decided to buy the rest of them. But they have recently, I believe this year or last year, been published with a new cover, and the covers have people on them. I can kind of show a picture, up to the side here on kind of what the new covers look like. And I'll be honest, I know you shouldn't judge a book by a cover, but part of what kind of drew me to wanting to read this series is I was just kind of fascinated, like, the artwork. I mean, it just looks really cool. It looks like really pretty on the covers of these books. And I heard people saying that when you first look at the cover, you don't really realize, it doesn't really make sense and what's depicted on there. But then once you read the book, you can kind of notice things and pick things up on the cover that kind of make sense. And so I just thought that these were really unique and beautiful covers and editions, and I really wanted them. And so I couldn't get the first one, the Magnolia Parks. I did not get this one off Thriftbooks. I think I got it off Books, and I can make another video about them in the future. But, since this video is specifically about Thriftbooks, I won't talk about my experience with them here. But Thriftbooks did not have the first book in this series, Magnolia Parks, in this special cover edition. So I did buy this one somewhere else. But they did have Daisy Hates, which is the second book in the series. And so I did get that book, and here's what it looks like off of Thriftbooks. So, and you can kind of see, it was listed as very good condition. It was a little pricier. It was $19.39, so about the price you would normally expect to pay for a book at like somewhere like Barnes & Noble. But I really do think that it was because these covers are no longer available. They're no longer sold, and a lot of people have the same thoughts on them that I do, is that these old covers are just really unique and beautiful looking, and that, I think there is a little bit of a demand for them now that they're no longer being published. And so I do think that's a little bit of the reason why it was a little bit more expensive, because typically Thriftbooks books, they're on their website, they're really not that pricey. But like I said, just since it's a special edition and a special cover, and I was willing to pay that because I do really think that they're very unique and cool looking covers. But was very happy, definitely exactly what I wanted and exactly what I was looking for. So that was this one. And then there's a couple other books in the Magnolia Park series that I bought off of Books because, again, I couldn't find them on Thriftbooks. But then there was another one that I did find on Thriftbooks. There's 5 books in the total in this series total, and I think I've gotten 2 off of Thriftbooks. So I got the Daisy Hates off of Thriftbooks, and I got Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home as well off of Thriftbooks. So this one, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, it was listed as good condition, and this one was $20.89. Again, I think the price is just because of the old covers and the old edition that's no longer being published. But as far as the condition on this one, I will say I was a little less happy. You can see it still looks in decent condition. There's no writing or anything in the pages on the inside. But a couple complaints I did have was that you can see that kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of peeling up here a little bit in the corner. And you cannot see it because I took it off, but there was a big sticker that was plastered all the way on the back of the book, and there's still a little bit of stickiness on the back. I have to figure out, I tried a couple things. I tried wiping it off with, I got the sticker off, but then I'm having trouble getting this excess stickiness off. I did try alcohol. I read somewhere online that didn't work. My fiance mentioned like a goo or glue be gone. I can post a picture of it over here. I haven't bought it or tried it yet, so I do plan on trying that. But I was happy the sticker at least did come off. Other than that, you can see it does look like it's in pretty decent condition. But this one was listed as good condition, and I would say that that was fairly accurate. I feel like this is came in a little bit worse of condition rather than the very good or the like new editions that I bought on some of the books. But overall, I still really can't complain, especially on a book that I really can't buy anywhere else, like at the store. Like I can't go in Barnes & Noble, I can't go to Target, I can't find this edition really more commonly in these other places. So despite all of that, I do think it's in decent condition, and I am still happy that I went ahead and I did purchase it. So, all right, and then the last two books that I bought off of Thriftbooks were books by Frederick Backman. So the first one is Beartown. This book was listed as like new, and it was $10.89. So I will say, that seems fairly accurate. It does pretty much look like, a book you would buy at the store, right? Maybe not quite like new, but maybe very good condition, I would say it is. So I'm happy with this one. Another thing too is you can see, I just noticed there's a little scuff at the top too here. So yeah, so rather than like new, I would personally probably say that this is more very good condition, but potato, right? Thriftbooks, I did remove them off of the other books. They do come with, but I wanted to leave one sticker on just so I could show you guys kind of what it looks like. They do come with a little sticker on the spine, but they're very easy to take off. As you can see, like all of my Lord of the Rings books, these were the two that I bought off of there. You can't see really any trace of the sticker left behind. It didn't rip anything off. It didn't really leave any trace. And same with the Magnolia Parks books. They don't have any residue left over from the sticker or anything. They were right in about this area, and you can't see anything left behind. So the sticker does come off very easily. I wouldn't worry about that. Although I will say I haven't bought any hardcover books off of Thriftbooks. These are all softcover paperback books. I have heard people talk about how sometimes the dust jacket is missing from some of the books that they buy off of Thriftbooks. So if that's something that you really care about, that is something to consider, that you are playing a gamble with that. I can't speak on personally because, like I said, I haven't bought one. If I do, buy a hardcover book off of Thriftbooks in the future, maybe I'll update you guys and let you know what my experience is with it coming with or without the dust jacket. And then if it does come with the dust jacket, I don't know if the sticker will still come off as easily, if it will rip the dust jacket, that I'm not sure. So if anybody else has bought any books off of thriftbooks.com and has any input about their experience with buying hardback books, getting the sticker off the dust jacket, or if they even had the dust jacket, you guys can please, write that below in the comments and just let me know, and, let everybody else know kind of what you think about that. So thank you. And then the last book that I bought off of there was A Man Called Ove. And again, you can see it's got the sticker on the side. I haven't taken that off yet. But this book was $6.99, so really not a bad price, especially considering it would have been $17.97 is what I looked up the price would have been on Barnes & Noble, or $12.49, which is approximately what it would have been off if I had bought it off of Target. So about half of the price, less than half the price if I had bought it at one of those other places. This was listed as very good condition. And you can see, there's no rips, there's no tears. There's no writing in the pages or anything like that. I will say this one I was just a little disappointed though, because it didn't come in the cover that I thought it was going to. I kind of expected it to kind of come in the cover that kind of looks like Beartown, and I can show a picture of what the picture that I saw it said it was supposed to look like and what I thought I was going to get. I'll show that over here in the video so you guys can see. So yeah, unfortunately, this book did not come in the cover in the edition that I wanted it to. So again, it's not always a guarantee that you are going to get the condition that you want, but I didn't look into, I think you can look at the ISBNs and kind of what covers have gone and associated with the books and the different editions and things like that. I paid more close attention to those other books because I cared a lot more about making sure I got the right edition, whereas I did not do that with this book. So I'll leave that decision up to you guys on whether or not, you want to take that gamble or not. For me, for the most part, it's worked out really well. I really don't mind too much that this book is in a different cover. You can tell the size. I think the size is the biggest thing that, it's kind of like that mass market paperback size where it's kind of like the smaller, book. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. Was it what I was necessarily expecting? No. I mean, but for $7, a book that I'm gonna read, hopefully enjoy, still in good condition. I really can't complain. I really can't complain too much, and especially if you don't care at all about what your books look like. And I know it's silly. I mean, I do to an extent. But, not everything needs to look pristine and perfect, right? As long as your books, you're able to read them and enjoy them. I mean, really, that's the main thing that's important, right? For me, I am a little OCD. I do like, if my book's in a series, I do like them to kind of match and look good together, which again, I know is silly, but, I just kind of like the aesthetics of it to a certain degree. I think we all do, right? But, it's not the end of the world if they're not, kind of what we always expect them to be. So overall, if I had to rate my experience of thrift books from, out of 5, I would give it a 4.5 stars. I really am glad that I gave them a try. I'm really glad that I took that gamble personally, because I did get books that I really wanted that I don't think I would have found anywhere else. And I think I would have bought in the other editions that didn't match, and it would have been fine, but it wouldn't have been what I truly wanted. And I did get, for the most part, what I really wanted. And so I personally thought it was worth that risk. Would it be my first go-to if I had another option? No, I probably would have bought in, if I wanted a specific edition, and if I was able to find that specific edition somewhere else, I probably would have done that route first, and that's probably what I would recommend to you guys. But if you want a specific edition, you cannot find that specific edition anywhere else. I do think it's a great backup, and again, abooks.com as well has worked out really good for me as far as that regard too. But again, I can make another video about my experience with them, once I've received a couple more books that I've ordered from them. And then 2, I would say that, if you really don't care at all what your books look like, you just want to be able to read at an affordable price, and it really doesn't matter, then this would be a 5-star, I think, because they're a lot more cheap, they're a lot more affordable than I think if you were to buy these books full price online. And another thing is, you're helping out the environment, right? So I've made a couple books about, thrifting books from the thrift store. So not only are you saving yourself money, you're also, saving the environment. You're saving some trees from being cut down for them to continue to mass produce, these editions and these books. So it's kind of a win-win, right? So if you're using books if you're buying books that have already been produced, that are already being made, that someone's just reselling, right? That's better for the environment as well. So that's kind of my thoughts. Another thing is that when I heard about people talking about or giving some reviews that I had seen about thrift books, a couple people were complaining about the shipping time. They were saying that it took a while for them to get the books, like a month or more. I did not have that experience at all. All of my books came maybe within a week to a week and a half. I mean, granted, if you're used to Amazon, where you get same day or next day, God forbid, 2-day shipping, right? Which a lot of people are used to. A lot of people use Amazon, right? then yeah, this is gonna seem slow to you. But if they're books that you want, that you don't need to read right this second, I mean, really a week to a week and a half to wait to get your books, I mean, it's really not that bad, I didn't think. So they do, I had a pleasant experience with the shipping as well. I do think it does come through USPS, so it is a little bit slower, and I'm sure it depends on different factors. Maybe I just got lucky. You know, if you were to buy them around the holiday season, again, I'm sure that there would be a little bit more of a delay, right? But for the most part, good experience overall. 4.5 stars out of 5 for Thrift Books for me. I will update you guys if that changes in the future, you know, if I continue to buy books from them. But I think it's a great way, you know, to cut down on the cost of your books, to find special editions on certain books that you want, to, you know, help cut down on, you know, paper and trees to help the environment. So overall, really happy with my experience. Would definitely recommend. You guys can all let me know what you think below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys again, hopefully in another one. Bye.